Ever dream of a career surrounded by the constant buzz of aviation, the rumble of engines, the scent of jet fuel?
Music to my ears.
Well, today's deep dive takes us right into the heart of it all. We're exploring the role of an aircraft cargo operations coordinator. We've got some amazing resources from RoleCatcher for this one.
Definitely. And we're not just talking about planes here.
Yeah.
It's high-stakes logistics, making sure those crucial shipments get where they need to be on time, every time.
It's a career that demands, well, this RoleCatcher guide is like a roadmap for anyone even thinking about this career, I mean. It breaks down the entire journey from like entry-level responsibilities all the way to the top.
Yeah, it's like you're holding a roadmap, but it's also a behind-the-scenes pass.
Yeah.
You see how the role changes as you gain experience.
And what I found fascinating was how they use those real-life examples. At each stage, it's one thing to read a job description, right? But seeing how someone actually lives it, day to day,
Yeah, it's insightful.
total game changer.
For example, an entry-level coordinator, they might spend a lot of time just analyzing that flight data and then prepping those all-important loading plans.
Making sure every piece of cargo fits like perfectly.
It's all about precision.
A puzzle, but with wings.
Exactly. And then you move up. You become a junior coordinator, and suddenly you're not just prepping, you're orchestrating.
Wow.
You're supervising.
Yeah.
You're making sure there's enough equipment, enough people.
So you become like the conductor.
Yeah. Making sure the entire cargo loading symphony goes off without a hitch.
I love that analogy.
And then imagine reaching senior coordinator. Now you're the one. You're the strategist.
Wow.
You're the mentor. You see that entire cargo operation like a giant chessboard.
That's a lot of responsibility.
You're developing strategies,
Yeah.
mentoring new staff,
Okay.
and you're building those relationships, with the airlines, the ground crews, everyone.
Talk about a high-flying career trajectory. But let's be real, it's not all, glamour and jet setting. This RoleCatcher guide, it doesn't shy away from the tough stuff. Long hours, high-pressure situations, and let's face it,
Yeah, Mother Nature.
sometimes she has other plans.
She does not always cooperate.
Especially when you're dealing with cargo flights.
Right.
It's a fast-paced world.
Absolutely.
Lots of curveballs, right?
Oh, yeah. You could be dealing with flight delays, equipment malfunctions,
Yeah.
even a sudden change in the weather. Throws everything off. You need to be someone who can, think on their feet, stay calm even when things get crazy, find solutions.
It reminds me of that saying, like, if you want a predictable job, don't work with airplanes or people.
So true.
Speaking of challenges, this guide emphasizes something else. Meticulous documentation. We're talking cargo manifests, loading plans, incident reports. Everything needs to be documented.
With absolute accuracy. You're responsible for that, for making sure every cargo movement is recorded meticulously. And it's got to be compliant with a mountain of regulations.
It sounds, intense, but also incredibly rewarding.
Need it.
And luckily, RoleCatcher provides like a treasure trove of potential interview questions. They even have a section on those tricky ones, like how would you handle a delayed shipment? Or tell us about a time you had to, resolve a conflict with a coworker.
Yeah, having those questions in advance, it's huge, like a practice run. Before the big game, you can think through your answers, highlight your experience, and walk into that interview feeling good, prepared.
And speaking of preparation, I was blown away by how RoleCatcher is using AI to completely change the job search, like revolutionize it. They offer these AI-powered tools that can analyze a job description and then tell you how to tailor your resume for maximum impact. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
It's like having a personal resume writer,
Yeah.
but it's AI.
That's wild.
And it's not just about making your resume look pretty.
Right.
It's about, strategically highlighting the skills and experiences that actually matter
Yeah.
to employers.
So it's like a secret weapon.
It's
It's like having a secret weapon in your job search arsenal. But beyond AI, this RoleCatcher guide, it digs into the skills, the essential skills you need to really thrive in this kind of role. And it's not just about like loving airplanes
right.
and logistics.
Although that helps.
It does.
But you need a solid foundation. The guide really emphasizes organization, meticulous attention to detail.
Oh, yeah.
Think of it like air traffic control,
Wow. Yeah.
but for cargo.
Yeah.
And then top-notch problem solving.
Because no 2 days on the tarmac are the same.
Exactly. You've got to be adaptable, resourceful, ready for anything.
Okay, so give me an example.
You could be dealing with a last-minute shipment change.
Yeah.
A piece of equipment that, decides to take a break.
Happens all the time.
Right. Or even like a flock of birds jeopardizing a takeoff.
Yeah.
You need to think fast and stay calm.
So you need to be able to make those like game time decisions
Yeah.
while juggling all the regulations, the safety protocol.
Yeah, and probably a walkie-talkie or two.
Maybe even 3. And that brings up another thing, communication. You're the hub, the central hub, connecting with everyone.
Pilots, ground crews, you name it. Customs officials.
Cargo handlers.
That's a lot.
So not only do you need to be organized, a master problem solver, but you also need to be like a communication rock star.
Pretty much.
I'm starting to see why this career path, it attracts such a, I don't know, a dynamic group of people.
Oh, for sure. Real melting pot of skills, personalities, you name it. Now, a high school diploma might get your foot in the door.
Sure.
But the guide mentions that a post-secondary degree in, say, aviation management or something related, it gives you a real edge.
Okay, yeah, especially in a field this specialized.
It shows commitment, a deeper understanding of the industry. And employers, they value that.
Right.
Plus, imagine walking into that interview and you can speak confidently about aviation regulations, cargo loading procedures.
The intricacies.
Yes.
Speaking of staying ahead of the curve, this industry, I mean, it's constantly changing,
Right.
right? New technologies, regulations are being updated, security measures, they're always tightening.
Yep.
How does an aircraft cargo operations coordinator, like how do they keep up with all that change?
Continuous learning.
Okay.
It's a career of continuous learning.
Yeah.
Industry conferences, those are great.
Okay.
To stay updated, to network,
So important.
subscribe to industry publications. It's like getting a regular dose of, like, the latest.
Love it.
And then there's mentorship. Don't underestimate that.
Mentorship, right. It's
Okay.
like having, I don't know, it's like having that seasoned pilot guiding you through, those sometimes turbulent skies of career advancement.
Exactly.
Advent.
It's invaluable.
But tell me, for an aircraft cargo operations coordinator, what does that upward trajectory actually look like?
Okay, so picture this. You've put in the work, right? You've honed your skills. Maybe you've gone and gotten that advanced degree.
Okay.
From there, you could move up into a supervisory role, managing a team.
Wow.
You can even make that jump to an airline's cargo management division.
So from like coordinating on the tarmac to overseeing like the whole operation.
Exactly.
That's amazing growth.
And it gets even more interesting. The guide also mentions specializing.
Okay, like what?
Hazardous materials handling.
Oh, wow.
Or the world of perishable cargo.
So like making sure those time-sensitive, those temperature-controlled shipments
Yes.
arrive perfectly.
They got to be perfect.
A whole other level.
It is.
It really, this whole conversation, it really drives home how vital this role is.
Oh, it's essential.
To the entire global supply chain. It's not just, it's not just moving boxes.
Right.
We're talking about connecting the world, making sure people have the things they need when they need them.
Exactly. And for those out there with that entrepreneurial spirit, the guide even mentions like starting your own company.
Really?
Your own cargo handling company or logistics.
Talk about like carving your own path in the world of aviation. That's amazing. So for anyone listening right now who's feeling that little spark, that excitement, what's like the one piece of advice you would give them?
I would say, don't just dream it, do it. Dive into those RoleCatcher resources. Connect with people who are already doing it.
Yeah.
Network, LinkedIn,
Oh, such a good resource.
the gold mine. And never be afraid to ask questions. The aviation world, full of passionate people who love to share what they know.
It's like anything else in life, right? Passion, preparation, and a little courage can take you really far.
So true.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll be doing a deep dive into your career as an aircraft cargo operations coordinator.
I would love that.
That's awesome. This was great. Really appreciate you joining us for this deep dive.
Thank you for having me.
And for you listening, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and who knows what amazing career paths you might discover. Until next time, happy flying.